Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about augmented reality glasses and why we need them. So let's begin. Now I've been using mobile AR for a long time now, and I was able to test out thousands of apps and games for both iOS and Android, those of using AR Core, ARKit or other types of AR frameworks. And I definitely felt that we can benefit from having AR glasses instead of consuming the application using a standard mobile phone or a tablet. One of the things that of course I thought about is how it would be like using a certain app without actually needing to hold a mobile phone or a tablet in my hand. Now this is obviously not a natural interaction when you hold the device in your hand, because then you can't do anything with your hands. They are just used to hold the device. Now another thing that I was troubled about is hand fatigue. In some apps I needed to hold the device for a long period of time and it felt like, no, it was annoying. I just wanted to just look naturally in the environment and interact, have my hands free. Even without interaction, with hand interaction, I just wanted to be like walk around, and just see things as they are, like I do naturally with my eyes, and have my hands free. So the device itself was something that interfered with the experience. Having your hands free, of course, means that you can now naturally interact with virtual content that appear in the real-world environment. For example, you can just point onto something, you can just grab a virtual object and move it aside. You can also use different types of hand gestures if the AR headset has a built-in system, a hand recognition system that can detect your hand gestures. This can be used even in games. For example, if you create a game, a spellcasting game, you can just use your hands to create different types of spells using different type of gestures, and you can use it like you are holding a gun. Like it might be using a controller, and controller is also something that you might use when words are free. We often seen it in virtual reality where users use controllers, the motion controllers, to interact with the virtual content in the virtual environment. Now in that aspect, augmented reality is very similar to virtual reality. So we might see companies releasing the headset with a controller like Magic Leap 1 did with its own control, or maybe introducing different types of accessories that you can use by holding them in your hand, that they can do different type of things. And now that your hands are free, you can also multitask and do several things, and you can also use different type of apps that maybe guide you to do things, and you can actually do them with your own hands, which you can't actually do if you just need to hold a device in your hand, right? You can imagine, for example, you're given an instruction by a remote support service to do something, to fix something, and you see virtual instructions in front of the screen, but the way for you to physically do it is having your hands free. Think about how to do it with a mobile phone. It's a problem. But with AR glasses, your hands are free and you can actually finish the task. And because of this, AR glasses are already used in businesses to increase productivity, reduce communication errors, training new employees, makes customer support much more efficient. Now this is of course possible because a person uses AR glasses, and he or she can keep an eye on the task in hand while using her or his hands in order to do a certain task. Now the second is a wide field of view, and right now indeed many AR glasses, mixed reality glasses, have a limited, a narrow field of view, but this will obviously improve in time, and eventually we're gonna look at the world like we look at today without glasses, but the only difference is that we can see virtual content injected into it. Right now, if you use a mobile phone or AR, there are many problems with it. First of all, when you see it through a phone, you see it from the camera stream, the video stream. So the focal length of the camera is different from the focal length of your eyes. So what you see, for example, if you use a phone, your iPhone, you can see that the camera captures a very wide view, whether when you look it in your eyes, it's not equivalent. So what you see on the screen doesn't naturally extend how you see the world with your own eyes. Now with AR glasses, you don't have this barrier. Now keep in mind that you might see some mixed reality glasses that combine standard screen in front of your eyes, but then those cover your field of view. So eventually you just experience the real world, but just looking onto a screen instead of looking through transparent lenses. Now, another thing that is derived from the fact that you are going to wear the AR glasses on is a continuous view of the world without needing to refer to another device. And right now, if you want to consume a certain application, what you need to do, you need to take your phone, turn it on, tap the app icon, launch it, wait a bit, and then you can start using the app. With AR glasses, you always have the screen in front of your eyes. So there's no need to refer to the device, take it out of your pocket, it's always on you. Experiences can be designed for this specific fact. So maybe there will be like always on sensors that can detect things in front of you and alert you for danger while giving you alert and notifications in real time. So these apps we're going to run in the background and you're going to see them in an instant, just in front of you whenever you need them. Now this can enhance many apps and you're going to see many unique and novel apps designed for AR glasses. But also imagine, an app like a navigation app. Of course, it's much safer to use a navigation app with augmented reality glasses. And I can tell you from experience, I tried an app, I forgot its name. But anyway, there was a dude walking in the street in front of me and I needed to point the device forward and it shows me the way. But it was very unsafe because I couldn't see things on the side, on the right side or on the left. And from time to time, I needed just to put the device down in order to make sure that I'm not just stumbling upon someone. Anyway, the experience was fun, but in terms of usability, it was a disaster. So after a few minutes testing the app, I just took my phone out and then used Google Maps, and I just said to myself, let's forget about this, let's do it, the standard way. Now, because you're going to use the AR glasses and going to provide you a continuous view of the of the world in front of you, developers can develop certain features that you won't be able to have in a standard mobile app. This means you can see, for example, things on the ground for indoor navigation. For example, if you enter a shopping mall and you want to get to a specific shop, it's going to show you a pathing on the floor, or maybe get to a parking where you left your car. And of course, it can be used outdoors. You might see virtual signs that give you some information, rating on stores in front of you where the store is located. You can even see live translations of certain signs that are in foreign language. You can also use shopping ads, but maybe it give you some signs, sale signs and ratings for different shops. And if there's a sale for a specific product, it's just going to appear in front of you as you walk. You don't need to take the device out. Everything, all those notification alerts and visual signs, and maybe if you take like a tour, you can actually hear things and get something visual to explain about a certain place if you are traveling. Maybe on the way, the glass is going to take pictures automatically for you and create a kind of a summary of your trip. Or maybe, for example, be able to take a snapshot of something that will happen instantly, or maybe give you an option to go back in time 30 seconds ago just to take a picture of something that happened that if you'd be using a mobile phone, you won't be able to, because it will take you time to take the phone out, turn it on, take the camera, point it, and then take a snapshot of something that by the time you take the phone out, that moment is already gone. Now, right now, you can look at Magic Leap 1 mixed reality glasses and see what developments there are right now. But if you look a bit into the future, the AR glasses will probably have cameras even in the back or on the sides. So this always on type of feature that will be enabled for developers, maybe using different sensors or cameras, will enable developers to be aware of things, and not just in front of the user, but also on the sides, on the back, maybe up, maybe 30 degrees all around them. So again, just on this thing, I can speak like all day long, and I can bring up so many ideas and things, but this is in general, and maybe in a later video, I'm going to expand on it even more. Now, the other thing is, I mentioned it just a bit before, it's multitasking. And again, it's derived from the things that I just mentioned, and the fact that when you use AR glasses, and here you can actually see the Microsoft HoloLens, and when you have user interfaces that designed specifically for mixed reality, for AR, for augmented reality glasses, you will be able to do many things just using your hands, because the glasses will detect your hand gestures in your head posture, and then you'll be able to interact with different types of interfaces at the same time. So in this image, you can actually see a person having a few windows, one with pictures, the other one with some apps, and you can just, for example, just bring up a certain window like you do with your own windows with a mouse, but we can actually just move it, tap it, and then open another window, do a certain task on another window, move back to the other window. And you do all this with natural interaction without, being limited to holding the device in one hand and interacting with it with the other hand like you do now with mobile AR. You can just think about something like opening Skype on the right side, and in front of you you're going to see maybe some kind of a document, on the left side some pictures, and you're actually not limited to any small screen size or even 2 screens or 3 screens, because you can just put everything in front of you, behind you, on top of you, everywhere. Now, another thing that this is related to my experience when using mobile AR in the streets, in public, and with the camera. So you probably know that, but when you point a phone into somebody's face, if you meant to do it deliberately or not, this causes the other person to feel like you're filming or something, and it causes a great deal of inconvenience. Now, I'm not saying that with AR glasses this will be diminished. I mean, people will know that you're using a certain device and that there's a camera operating there, and still people might feel inconvenient, but I think it will be less compared to if you use just a phone and putting like a digital camera right in their face. But there's a social contract about this, and I think in time people will learn to adapt to this and feel more comfortable. But of course, there will always be people who can be cautious about what they say and how they behave when they know they might be being tracked by a camera of someone who is using AR glasses. Now, this is a big topic, and there are some ethical issues and privacy issues that I need to talk about, and I'm going to save it to a later video, and I'm going to talk on this topic on its own in more depth. Now, I also found out that I gave my niece to try out different types of augmented reality games. And I found out that the iPad was really a disaster for a kid because it weighs a lot. Even for me, when I use it for a long period of time, hand fatigue just killed many of the apps. I wasn't able to use the app for a long period of time, and actually needed to rest a bit. And if the app is designed well, there's no problem. But if not, it can be a big problem. But now imagine the same thing for kids, even with the phone. Holding the phone for a long period of time, and not talking about hours, I'm just talking about even for 2 minutes straight, it can be troublesome. And of course, AR glasses. The kid only need to put the glasses on And that's it. There's no need to stress your muscles and get ready for a long use of 3 or 5 minutes experience, AR experience by holding the phone or a tablet in your hand. No more. Now, talking about accessibility, of course, having a device like that you wear, like glasses, is very useful for people with disabilities. We've already seen different types of apps that actually help, for example, for people who are visually impaired to navigate in the street using sound, using voice. Even if they are blind, they can still use it and enjoy the fact that the device has different types of sensors that actually are aware where the user is looking at, and also and uses sound in order to help them to navigate in the real world. There might be people with disabilities who can hold the device in their hand, but they can actually wear the headset and operate different types of app using their voice. Let me give you an example of something really nice. So imagine a person who needs to speak only speaks with sign language, and the AR glasses are going to read the hand movement and then translate it to voice. And then the person who doesn't wear any AR glasses, can be even in a foreign country, will translate what those sign languages into voice, into sound, a voice that will be projected from the AR glasses, from the speaker, maybe in different types of languages. Now, this can work the other way around. So a person that uses AR glasses can use an app that automatically translates sign language into text or voice or something, and can understand the person in front of them. Again, there are many uses for this, and again, this is a big topic, and I'm probably going to set to talk about this in a future video. Now, I talked about always on a bit before, I just mentioned it, but this is a big deal because right now, if you wear glasses, there are going to be sensors and cameras that are going to listen to everything that happens in the environment around you, even the whole time. Now, some of the data might be processed locally or might be sent to the cloud in order to use powerful computers to process the data using machine learning or deep learning, and then send back the data that is relevant and contextual and personalized to you based on the location you're at or the things you're interacting with. You might not be even using any app. You just move in the street, just having fun, just wear the AR glasses. But in the background, some of the sensors are collecting data, which of course you give permission to, and then this can be used to deliver some sort of enhancement or personalize other experience of apps that are not active right now, but this will be delivered to you once you start them and use them again. Or there might be some apps that use deep learning that requires the user those sensors to stay active during a long period of time, and then this data is going to process, and then some output that is needed in order to optimize something or give you recommendations. Anything that can be beneficial for you will be ready for you in the near future. Some of the deep learning algorithms will require a vast amount of data to provide accurate results. And this means that if the device has sensors that are always active, they can collect data throughout the day, even when the user doesn't use any specific application, and use them to train different types of algorithms, and then provide the user again with more relevant, contextual, and personalized data. And considering this will be at least eventually a standalone device, even the computer will be inside the headset eventually, this means that you don't need to take anything out. Everything will be on the glasses themselves, and they're going to continue to collect data the entire time. Now, many of those AR glasses will have built-in audio. This means there's no need for headphones, and we can also enjoy special audio for more immersive mixed reality experiences. Now, this is many benefits. For example, imagine going to a trip, to Tokyo, and you've never been in Tokyo before. And there'll be some apps that allows you to maybe just point with your finger onto a specific maybe statue or building, anything, an object, and you get an immediate audio explanation about this, kind of your travel companion. Now, if there is something very important, you can probably get a very strong notification sound, and maybe also with a visual alert about something, maybe dangerous, maybe important that you need to pay attention to. If you are playing maybe games outside, you will be immersed with the audio, which will balance, the sound, so you can clearly hear things without letting the external audio override the internal audio completely. So if you play games, you're probably gonna hear like communication between users and sound effects and even music. Oh, speaking about music, of course you can use it like like your MP3 player, if you know what I mean. Just hear music, soundtracks and stuff. Everything related to audio, you'll be able to enjoy this without the needing to actually use your headphones. Now, having AR glasses also mean that you can easily do live sharing or streaming, maybe experiences of that you are currently using, apps, or just maybe letting other people see what you see in front of you by just capturing things from the camera. You can use app just to make phone calls, in quotation, phone calls, and just talk with people while you walk, easily while you walk, because you have this audio built in that I mentioned before that, and you can maybe interact with your viewers. You're going to see the comments on the right side while maybe visiting a very interesting and a place, or being in a live show and just sharing this live with your viewers. And it probably won't take long until you see those mixed reality shows appearing everywhere, because people will just will show people what they are seeing right now in front of them just by walking, doing their daily lives. And you're just going to see many cameras. I don't even want to call this web camera apps, just mixed reality shows, as I told you earlier. Now, AR glasses are kind of a future-safe form factor. Now, maybe in the future we're going to see maybe contact lenses that have all this functionality. But right now, AR glasses seem like the right choice, because you need those lenses in front of your eyes to project the virtual content. Now, eventually, we can predict that VR and AR are going to be in the same device. It's going to be a single device that can provide you a VR and AR experiences. And because VR is already used as a headset, and AR glasses is obviously the right form in order to combine those two technologies into a single device. Now, I'm not saying that is going to happen right now, or all companies are going to design an all-in-one AR VR device. We can see Magic Leap 1 focusing on augmented reality, on mixed reality, and not virtual reality. Some companies try to bring both, but eventually those two technologies probably will be merged, and we can enjoy both technologies by just buying a single product. And we need to understand that as of the time of me making this video, AR glasses are mainly used in the enterprise, in the business market, but the consumer products will come very, very soon. We already have the Magic Leap 1, but this product was designed for developer to explore the realm of mixed reality and spatial computing. But eventually a cheaper consumer version will come, because developers won't be motivated to develop to a platform where only 5,000 users are using it. And just imagine, for example, if Apple is going to release a product for the mass market, it's going to reach millions, right? It all depends on the price of the product, but there's of course an interest for those companies to release a product in a reasonable price, so they can reach a large audience, and then developers are encouraged to develop for this large market. Now, there are also advantages of having many people wearing AR glasses, using AR glasses outdoors, for example. It just kind of, let's think of all the sensors being active, always active, and collect data. So I give an example. Imagine people just walking in the street, and there's the device, the AR glasses, the camera automatically detects a crime or something, a hazard. It can send alerts to all the users in the area. Now, we can also track things between different types of locations, because when something appears in the view of a first person and then appears in the view of another person, we can have kind of a tracking. For example, if a person runs away, like a criminal, for example, the first person who is wearing the AR glasses and the camera picks the face detection of the criminal, this can be sent and continue tracking. The tracking can be continued with other people who are wearing AR glasses, and then this criminal can be caught. So you can think of it like having cameras continuously monitoring the environment for different type of things. I just give you one example. There are probably endless examples you can think of, but there's a benefit from having many people using AR glasses compared to just a single person using them. So again, this is something that I see that there will be advantage beyond just a single device being used. But when many people use the devices, again, I need to sit about this. There are probably plenty of advantages and uses for this, use cases for this. And I'm sure that if I just sit down and think about things, I'm going to come up with many ideas. But you're going to save it to a later video. It's a very interesting subject. Now, another advantage with AR glasses is you can actually stay connected. I'm not talking about connected with people online, but people in front of you. Unlike with the mobile phone, you probably know that when a friend come over and just somebody send him a message, you know, they're just them with the phone, they're disconnected with anything else. But with AR glasses, you can actually be connected with the person in front of you while still getting notification on the screen in front of you. So this is a really great advantage. You can also imagine people engaging with mixed reality, right? Experiences. It's just them in that other virtual world. They are totally consumed with the experience. Whether in augmented reality with AR glasses, you're actually not disconnected. You are aware of the world in front of you, but also consume data that it presented into the real world virtually. So you can continue doing the things that you do naturally, but at the same time also enjoy the advantages of having data being contextualized with the real world environment for you to enjoy, consume, and benefit from. So this is it. These are some of the reasons why I think we can benefit from having augmented reality glasses compared to mobile AR. Now, the market right now is adapting to those new technologies as they come, but eventually we're going to have those AR glasses that allows us to enjoy all of those benefits. Those I mentioned, and there are others that I will talk about in the next video. Now, of course, you're going to have many types of apps, new apps that you haven't seen until now, and those were designed specifically for AR glasses. Imagine all of those sensors and future technologies miniaturized and embedded into AR glasses, and what type of apps that developers will be able to develop, what ideas developers will come up with. This is it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm going to make more of these videos. And I see you soon, very, very soon on the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share this with your friends. See you soon. Bye-bye.